August 1st, 2024, where Nigerians have planned to go on protest over their hardships in the country. Indeed, it's been very hard. Indeed, it's been very, very hard. The rich, the middle class, the poor, it's affecting everyone. The rate of dollars, the cost of food. It's almost impossible to afford food. There's a saying that Gari is poor man's food. Now, Gari is actually very unaffordable for even the poor man to buy Gari and soak Gari. We understand all this, but in the plight of all this, what exactly is the right approach to this protest that is upon us? Because Africans have a way we carry out protests that sometimes doesn't go the way we expect. All right, let's make reference to what happened during NSAS. It turned out to be something else. Well, we agree that it was hijacked along the way, but somehow, whether we like it or not, a lot of things were held standstill. There was no movement, no transaction. Nothing was working in the country for a period of time. And there's no way the government would just sit and allow the country to be held hostage. And even though their actions was very extreme, still, they were actually doing something about the condition of the nation as at that time. Now, are we about to see a repetition of same? We pray not, God forbid, because the way some Nigerian youths are planning for it, it's quite disturbing. All right, it's quite disturbing. Go on social media, I hear a lot of people saying, well, if I go and don't come back, yes, I went and I laid my life for my children or for my future and all that. So what exactly are you planning to go do that you're certain that you're not going to return home? That shows that there's a lot of misdirection, all right, about how a protest is supposed to go. Okay, I know a lot of Nigerians are making reference to Kenya as the pace setters in doing a protest that will yield results. But still, look at how the Kenya protest went. It's very important we are all in the right direction in achieving the result we want, so we don't end up aggravating the poverty and the hardship in this country. Okay, now what am I referring to? For instance, you can see over here some youths, it was trending on social media where some youths were destroying vehicles and things and all in anticipation for the protests. This would make a lot of citizens to be scared. Do you understand? And if the citizens that are fighting for are afraid of you, to what end actually is your protest? Because this very thing is disturbing. And I wouldn't blame the government, the courts that given an injunction that the Lagos protests should not go beyond that circle, the four walls of the Freedom Peace Park. Okay? So I know it might not be what the protesters were expecting, but it simply means that the government already started putting their feet on the ground in anticipation for however sideways that this might go. They want to try as much as possible to contain the protest so it doesn't get out of hand like NSAS, because this is not nice. Also, we have the Igbo traders in Lagos who have also tried to pull themselves out of these whole protests because they are concerned for not just their welfare, but the condition of their products, their goods. I wouldn't blame them for pulling out because they also have children to take care of. Then there was the trending content online, all right, that went viral a couple of days ago where some thugs in Lagos State were seen, well, maybe not seen, but their voices were heard because apparently the person doing the video was too scared to take the cameras into their faces. Voices were heard of market women and men being threatened. That if you know say your head correct, come outside, come protest, make we see. Una go see what una isn't want plan for una go see. All those kind of threats are unnecessary. In other words, there is already 100% possibility that it could turn out violent if there are already preparations to fight or to resist the protesters. Protests is supposed to be a peaceful thing, okay? The Christian Association of Nigeria has also come to condemn the protest and asking Nigerians to please endure with the government, because not too long ago, I think a couple of days ago, the president had a meeting with some stakeholders and all in plans of fixing the hardships and the current condition in this country. And I've asked that even though protests are going to take place, let it be peaceful and let it be properly organized. And there's no way a protest can be peaceful and organized without getting involved the security agencies, the police. Like the IG of police has said, anyone who wants to protest should please write to the commissioner of police in your area, in your state, okay, so that the police can join you and make sure that it is orderly and you are safe from any hijacking, okay? Because there's every possibility that this protest can be hijacked. So I don't know how many Nigerians have actually adhered to the IG's plea of asking Nigerians to write to the Commissioner of Police so that the police can get involved and guide you and help you out. All right? Because right now, there's a saying that there's no face to this protest. Who's actually sponsoring or who's agitating for this? Is it Labour? Is it, according to some speculations, that politicians who lost during this very last elections are endorsing whatever protest is going to be taking place from tomorrow and all? But those are all speculations. No proof, or whether there are proofs or not. It's not my place to give you that proof. But irrespective of who's backing this up, there should be a proper orientation about how the protest should go, because there is fear in the atmosphere. There's fear in the country right now. Even in foreign nations are advising their citizens to try as much as possible to stay in secure locations and indoors. All right? Business owners are afraid if their businesses will be vandalized as a result of this protest at the end of the day. Traders are, as a matter of fact, yesterday and today, there's been panic buying. A lot of people go to the market, there's rush. People are trying to buy everything because they don't know how long this protest would last, so they don't stay hungry because they did not prepare. So this calls for concern, and I think the government should swing into action immediately and start fixing some of these excesses. For instance, how can fuel just climb from, we're trying to survive 600, 700, and now we're looking at 1,300 per liter? That's outrageous. That's wicked. So all these things should be sorted out immediately to avert any hijacking of this protest, or to avert the protest turning out to be a disaster at the end of the day. The other day, I think 2 days ago, National Association of Nigerian Students came out to say they are encouraging their students not to get involved so that lives would not be lost in the process of this whole agitation. Okay, so, but whatever the case may be, please, let's try and avoid violence, because the law enforcement agents, part of their responsibility is to protect lives and property. So even the citizens are also their responsibility, but law-breaking citizens are also their responsibility to restrict and to lock up, to arrest. So don't be among the people that will be arrested, among those who might eventually have to pay with their lives at the end of this whole agitation. In all that getting, I always say, get sense, be wise, okay? Be wise.